Welcome in video lecture. I am Ramesh Hadmane. Program name Electrical Engineering. Program code EE. Semester 3rd. Course title Fundamentals of Power Electronics. Course abbreviation FPE. Course code 22326. Maximum marks 70. Syllabus topics. Unit 1. Power electronics devices, it carries 6 marks. Unit 2, thyristor family devices, it carries 17 marks. Unit 3, turn on and turn off methods of thyristors, it carries 14 marks. Unit 4, phase control rectifiers, it carries 18 marks. Unit 5, industrial control circuits, it carries 15 marks. Now, our objectives of this video lecture is, we first see the revision of the first year's topics, then we see thyristors, SCR, LASCR, diag, triac. Now we proceed from semiconductor. In the case of in the case of materials, we can classify these materials with reference to electrical characteristics. Is that materials are of three types: conductors, insulators and semiconductor. The conductivity of this semiconductor is between insulator and the conductor. The semiconductors are of two types: intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductors are the pure semiconductors and extrinsic semiconductors are the impure semiconductors. In case of pure semiconductors, number of holes are equal to the number of electrons. While adding the impurity in a pure semiconductor, it becomes an impure semiconductor, or it is called as extrinsic semiconductor. By the process of adding the impurity in a pure semiconductor is called doping. Now, extrinsic semiconductors we can classify in two types, that is p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. In p-type semiconductor, the number of holes are majority carriers while the number of electrons are the minority carriers. In n-type semiconductor, number of electrons are more and number of holes are less. So when you form the p-n junction of the semiconductors p-type and n-type, it becomes an p-n junction diode. The p-n junction diode you can see in this figure, that is two layers are there, P and N. These two layers are there and a single junction is there. Terminals of this are anode and cathode. The symbol shows the arrow and the bar. This arrow indicates the current flowing through this diode. It is unidirectional device. Now we'll see the biasing of the diode. In the case of biasing of the diode, we can see that we have a forward bias and the reverse bias. In the case of forward bias, the battery is connected to this diode is in this way that anode is connected to positive terminal while cathode is connected to negative terminal. This is forward bias. When these battery connections are reversed, it becomes a reverse bias. That is, anode is connected to negative terminal and cathode is connected to positive terminal. In the case of forward bias, the current flow very easily through the circuit, while in the case of reverse bias, current will be not flowing. It is being reverse only current, leakage current is only flowing. Now we can see the characteristics of this diode. In the case of silicon diode, we have the cutting voltage is 0.7, while for germanium cutting voltage is 0.3. That is also called as knee voltage. So after this knee voltage, you can see in the forward bias the characteristics linear. What is this linear characteristics? That is, when the voltage increases, the current is also increases. So this is called as linear characteristics, which is in the forward bias. While in the case of reverse bias in the third quadrant, when we increase the current, we can see that the leakage current is flowing only, but if you exceeds the after breakdown voltage, there will be Zener breakdown or the avalanche breakdown, and large current will be flowing through the circuit. But it is very dangerous for the device, that device can be damaged. Now we can use the diode as a rectifier. The best application of the diode is a rectifier. Rectification is a process that it converts the AC signal into DC signal. Here we have seen the full wave rectifier. The transformer is there, center tap transformer is there. Here two diodes are connected, and we have seen the load resistance RL. Now here we are using the step down transformer to decrease the AC voltage, because we don't want 230 volt, we want like 10 volt, 15 volt, etc. Here when the positive AC signal is there, anode terminal A is positive and B is negative. At that time diode D1 is forward bias and diode D2 is reverse bias. So when D1 is forward bias means the current will be flowing through the diode D1 and the load resistance RL and back to the transformer. Similarly, in the second half cycle, terminal A is negative while the B is positive. In that case, the current will be flow through the diode D2, load resistance RL and back to the transformer. So here in both cycles we are getting the current in the same direction in the load resistance. Here in this case it is important that here we are getting the output voltage which is fixed, it is not changing, it is not varying. So that is a very important point for this rectifier with the using with the diodes. Now the next device we can see that here we have the transistors. Now transistors are of two types, NPN transistor and PNP transistor. It has the three terminals, collector, base, emitter. Here in this case we can differentiate these two transistors using the emitter arrow. In the case of NPN transistor, emitter arrow is outward, while in case of PNP transistor the arrow is inward. Now we proceed towards our main topic, that is thyristor family members. SCR, silicon control rectifier. LASCR, light activated silicon control rectifier. DIAC, diode on alternating current. TRIAC, triode for alternating current. SCS, silicon control switch, gate turn off thyristor, that is GTO. Now we have the various applications of this thyristor. Okay, thyristors are used in variable speed motors and drives, used in controlling high power electrical applications, used in UPS, uninterrupted power supply, used in circuit breakers, used in light dimmers in movie theaters, used in electric fan speed control, that is as a speed regulator. Light dimmer circuit, that is to change the intensity of light which we are using in the theaters. Now we proceed towards SCR, silicon control rectifier. There are three terminals, anode, cathode, gate, and here we can see that there are four layers, PN, PN, three junctions, J1, J2, J3. Now here we can see that the three junctions, three terminals and a symbol. In the case of symbol you can see that there is an arrow. That arrow indicates the direction of current, and the third terminal, that is gate. Here this gate is very important to control the power. Now operation of the SCR in forward bias and in reverse bias. In the case of forward bias, we are connecting the battery, positive terminal of the battery to the anode and negative terminal of the battery to the cathode. Now here I keep the gate first open. Now when you apply the forward bias to this device, the device is in forward blocking condition. That means device is forward bias, but the current will not flow into this, because we can see that the J1 is forward bias, J3 is forward bias, but J2 is in reverse bias. So through the J2 only leakage current will be flowing, and hence the device is in off condition though it is in forward bias. Now if suppose I increase the voltage, now what will happen? If you are increasing the voltage, then at the VBO, forward breakover voltage, this device can be turned on. But this VBO voltage is very large. So generally we are not using this VBO voltage. We want to turn on this device below this VBO. So we can use this gate terminal. Now we can see that the gate supply is connected to the gate terminal. Now here DC supply is connected here. This gate is close to the cathode, so this is called as cathode gate. Now I am connecting here you can see that here the positive terminal of the battery is connected to gate and negative terminal is connected to cathode. This is a gate supply is connected in forward bias condition. Now in the case of reverse bias, the battery connections are reverse. That is, anode is connected to negative terminal and cathode is connected to positive terminal. This is a reverse bias connections of the die. Now we can see the experimental setup to draw the SCR characteristics. In the case of this diagram, we can see that the anode is connected to the power supply, cathode is connected to negative terminal battery supply, and the gate is also connected with the DC supply. Here we can observe the gate current at the ammeter in gate supply in gate circuit, while we can have the anode current in the ammeter which is in the anode to cathode circuit, that is power circuit. Now here when the gate current is 0 and we are applying the voltage DC supply to the anode to cathode, then we can see that the device is in forward blocking condition. At that time the voltmeter will be show the voltage which is applied and the device is off. There is no any anode current in ammeter. Now I want to turn on this device. To turn on the device, we just give the gate current. That gate current will be shown in the ammeter, that is IG. Now when you apply the gate current, the suddenly device will be turned on and we can see the current in ammeter and voltage drops suddenly. So the device will be turned on, and later on at that time gate loses its control when the device is on, and we can change the gate anode current with the help of the DC supply. We can increase or the decrease. Now we can plot the SCR characteristics. Here we can see in the first quadrant the SCR characteristics, forward bias characteristics is shown, and in third quadrant we can see the reverse characteristics. When after at the VBO we can see that the device will be after this VBO, the device will be on suddenly and voltage drops. But when I want to turn on the device below the VBO, I can use the gate currents IG2 and IG1. You can see in the figure. So in that IG1 and IG2, I can turn on the device below the VBO. While once the device is turned on, then it has the linear characteristics. That means if you increase the voltage, the current will be increased. While in the case of reverse bias, only leakage current is flowing. But after the VBR, reverse breakover voltage, then here suddenly large current will be flowing to the device, but it is dangerous for the device, so we are generally not using this region. Now we have the next concept is the two transistor analogy of the SCR. We know that SCR having the 4 layers, 3 terminals. Now I can split these 4 layers in 2 transistors like this, T1 and T2. T1 is PNP transistor and T2 is NPN transistor. The T1 and T2. This transistor having the terminals like this, emitter, base, collector. Now here in this case we can see that the anode and cathode both terminals are the emitters, and the two transistors base and collectors of each other are connected. Now in the forward blocking condition, that is transistor T1, T2 having, we have applied the supply to this, but these two transistors are in off condition. When I give the gate supply or I give the base current to the T2, that is we are applying the gate supply, then suddenly T2 will turn on, and once the T2 will turn on and T2 is connected, T2 collector terminal is connected to the base of T1, so the T1 is also turned on and suddenly large current will be flowing through anode to cathode. This is the transistor analogy. Now we can compare the SCR and the diode. Now we have seen the diode symbol and the SCR symbol. The difference is that we have the gate terminal. In the case of diode, it is we are getting the rectification circuit we have. We are saying it is uncontrolled rectification is there. There is no any triggering pulse is required. While in the case of SCR, we have the control turn on device. We are getting the control output voltage. Diode having the 2 layers, SCR having the 4 layers. There is one junction in diode. There are 3 junctions in thyristor or SCR. Number of terminals in diode only anode and cathode. While in SCR we have the 3 terminals, anode, cathode, gate. Now we see the various devices. Light activated SCR, LA SCR. What is LA SCR? In the case of normal SCR and LA SCR, the difference we can see from the symbol is that when the light fall on the SCR will turn on. That is LA SCR. When this the SCR will be in forward blocking condition and sufficient light of wavelength will be fall on this device, then this device will be turned on. This is LA SCR. Next device is diag. Diag is a device having only 2 terminals, MT1 and MT2. We can see in the symbol there is a arrow upward and downward that indicate the current flowing in both directions. So this is bi-directional device, and hence there is no anode cathode terminals. It has the MT1, MT2 or T1, T2 terminals. Another symbol is also shown here. Now we can see the characteristics of the diag. In the characteristics of the diag, we have the characteristics in first quadrant as well as in third quadrant because it is a bidirectional device. We have seen that VBO is there. After VBO, it falls the voltage, but this is not sharp falling. There will be like a small falling is there. Both for first quadrant and third quadrant show the same characteristics. So this is the characteristics of diag. Now we can see the triac. Triac is another device which is also bidirectional device. In this case, we have the again third terminal gate and MT1 and MT2 terminals are there. There is no any anode cathode. Triac is equivalent to 2 SCR connected in anti-parallel. Triac with the device which control the AC supply. Now we have seen the characteristics of triac. In the case of triac, we have the after the characteristics in first quadrant and in third quadrant. Now here we can see after the VBO voltage falls and it will get the linear characteristics. Similarly, in the case of third quadrant, there is a leakage current which is in off condition, device is in off condition, and later on after VVO, suddenly device will turn on, voltage falls. Here you can see the symmetry in the first and third quadrant as because of this device is bidirectional device. Now diag and triac can be used as a light dimmer circuit. We have seen here in this small circuit I have shown you. Silicon control switch SCS. Here this SCS is shown. In the case of SCS, we can see that cathode gate and anode gate is there. In the case of SCR, only cathode gate is there. Here two gates are there. That means we can turn on by anode gate or by cathode gate, and also we can turn off by the cathode gate or by anode gate. Here when in the cathode gate we are having the positive gate supply, then the device will turn on. When you give the negative supply, it will turn on. Similarly in the anode gate, when you give the negative supply, it will turn on, and when you give the positive supply, then this will be off. So we can use this silicon switch, silicon control switch SCS as a switch. Here we have the various applications also. In case it is using pulse generator, voltage sensor, counters, timing circuits, logic, and the triggering circuits. Gate turn off thyristor, GTO. This GTO, we can see that there is a small difference in GTO and SCR. In the case of SCR, we can turn on the SCR with the help of gate, while we cannot turn off the SCR with the gate. Okay, after the turn on, the gate loses its control in SCR. Now I want to control the with the help of gate. I want to turn on as well as turn off, and this has happened only in the gate turn off thyristor. In gate turn off thyristor, we can turn on the device with the help of gate supply, and when we give the negative supply to the gate, we can turn off this device. This is gate turn off thyristor, GTO. Now we have the various assignment. You have to solve these questions in your assignment book. Compare SCR and diode. Draw the characteristics of SCR. State the operation of SCR. Describe transistor analogy of SCR. Draw symbol of triac, diac, LASCR. Thank you for watching this video.